Wagwan graduates, wagwan, wagwan, Medea. Hey, Dawn. Big up yourself, Norma. Gals are nice, Marenchas. Blessed night, my people. Right, big up yourself, Norma. Indeed. Mark yourself on the register and like up the live as soon as you guys come in. Right? Boy, I'm change my mind though. Graduates. I was gonna come on live and I was gonna talk all about the education system, the things that are failing, particularly around the situation that happened with that 15-year-old boy. That was my initial intention. But I'm gonna confess something to you guys. I've been caught up. I've been caught up in a case that has drained me emotionally, mentally, physically. And I've been caught up in that case for the past few days, basically since Thursday night. I'm not even gonna really come live with my face tonight. I am in my, I show you, in my pajamas, no makeup, nothing, just my plain old natural self, right? Hair up, I get ready for go my bed. You understand? But I said, no, I'm not gonna let down my graduates. And tonight, it's like there are certain things weighing on me that I decided that, something, I can only really feel a topic if I'm feeling it. You understand? And I know a lot of people are not wanting to revisit the sadness of that case just yet. So I'll leave that for another time when I'm in lighter spirits to carry a heavier subject. But this is equally a heavy subject, right? Because Jano, I'm sick and tired of this. I don't know if you guys feel the way I feel, but I'm sick and tired of this. And there is a real sickness going on. But anyway, before I go in, let me heal up the people in the class. Big up yourself, Alexia. Andreen Ferguson, good night, good night. Sanika, good evening. Charlene Proctor, good afternoon, wherever in the world you are. Same for you. Sharon Kelly, Arlene Millwood, big up yourself. Vivian Bennett, good evening. Teresa Jack, welcome. Good afternoon, Professor. When we reach Professor, been a reach this. So. Paulette Manning, good evening. Curleen, good evening. And Simone Barton Joseph, good night. Lisa Mason, good evening. And Patsy King, Antigua in the building. Vivian, good evening. Karen Durrance, good evening. Nadine Stewart, hi, my love. And Emmeline Isaacs, good afternoon, wherever you are. Debbie, present and accounted for. Know your English grammar, hello. Know your English grammar, I did see your comments, but me choose not to answer it here. Because that the one day, if you not get the message, you understand, it's better leave that one alone. But I might touch on it tonight, especially under the element of confusion. Lisa Mason, big up yourself. Drea, 1969. Scooby Doreen, Joan Foster, Pamela Clark, Daily Musings, Kimberly Blessed, Serene Lighthouse, Zinc Fence. Every time I see that name, they may have to smile. Majetta Stewart, good evening. Oh boy. No problem, Vivian. I always like to make people feel welcome in my classroom because you all are welcome, right? People, how are really a one per social media? What is really happening on social media? I don't know. Like I said, there are some people out here in these social media streets who are in dire need of help. Mental help, emotional help, spiritual help. As I said, I've been caught up in a case and I can't tell you guys, I don't even think I'm going to go into anything much about it other than, and people in a John shop, you know what I'm talking about. But all I'm saying is, in dealing with the case that I had, I was in deep conversations with somebody, and that person felt in their heart of hearts, in their soul, that they belonged somewhere. They belonged with a set of people. They could speak these people's history. They knew everything about these people. And what I couldn't confirm, they filled in gaps. They came up with their own storyline. They were able to tell me why they were far apart from these people. Now, in this case, this person knew that, well, I told this person that I have contact with the people that they want to belong with. I know how to reach out to them. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. And of course, easy as 1, 2, 3, it took place. I spoke to one of the persons that they really want to connect with and shared what was shareable, because some of it was confidential, and shared what was shareable. And you would think that based on how much this person knew about that family, based on how much this person knew, that when I made the contact, it would be like oh my God, I need to reach out. Let them contact me. Only for ear people. Say that this person, the family not have a clue who them be. Them don't know them. Them reject the person. Them say the person is nothing to them. They don't know who they are. I'm going somewhere with this. They don't know who they are. Them never see the person they yet in their life. That person they mentally insane. Them all want me to stay away from the person because that person they dangerous. You understand? When I went back to the person now, I said, listen, you and I spent hours on the phone. You told me so much about these people. You had every nitty-gritty detail about these people. Them said them don't know you. That you are in fact mentally unbalanced, that you are sick in the head. Of course, she was very disappointed. And instantly the person's back went up and said, well, if it's not by friendship, it's by force. Because they must acknowledge me. And I could hear it in our voice, the heaviness of revenge. I could hear it in our voice that retribution is coming. Because, graduates, not everybody can handle rejection. It's not a case of, oh, they're denying me, make me move on with my life. Well, if them no want to know me, me no want to know them kind of thing. It's that you will not accept me, so I'm going to force you to your knees with all that I know about you. I plan to lay raw to the world all of your deepest secrets. And I plan to pull you through the mud and tear you down. At which point, you know, HTK exit the building. Because me know that. One of the things I would not be a part of is a tear down campaign, even if the person feels they're in the right. Because obviously I know the family and my allegiance lies with them. Because anything that goes out there can't come on my platform when they are denying everything. And the only evidence on the other person's part is just their soul voice. You understand? But it got me thinking, and it turns me the opposite way in terms of my subject for tonight, because I see so much evidence of this all across social media, particularly around one lady. May I tell you, Dan? May I tell you? Anyway, We left that one because obviously, guys, you know, if the time comes, you guys will hear the story. That story will come out because I don't believe this person is gonna let it go. You understand? But for now, we're gonna leave it. But it got me thinking about the behaviors that I've been seeing displayed on social media for the past couple of days. Well, it's not been a couple of days. It's been for the past week on one person's behalf, but it's been a few days on the other. And I'm like, rejection and scorn. Not everybody handles it well. And it's not a male or female thing. Can be either way you take it. And I watch how some of us handle being rejected or handle being scorned. How can you go from sending multiple messages to that one person, communicating constantly, to hating the very ground that they walk on? How can you go from saying, I love you, to you have to come down now? Why can't some of us move on when clearly the person has moved on? It's really sad when I sit back and observe just how emotionally broken some people are. And I'm a bit of an empath in that I absorb, and that's why sometimes, graduates, you see me go bloody quiet. Because I get drained really easily when I take in other people's feelings. And I realize that it's important for mental health to take a break. Yeah, for real. Because me now go come out and say I'm mad out like some people, you know. If you were to ever admit it, you would admit that you were obsessed with this lady. You were obsessed with the lady to the point where you would fight for her day in, day out, day in, day out. The lady has proven that she's big enough to apologize for wrongs. Everybody wondered why head teacher K did what she did. And it was really about giving that opportunity to prove a point. That, listen, if you're wrong, man up and own it. Or in this case, woman up. After that, any card can play. Because if you've done the right thing, let it not be said that you didn't do the right thing. Once you've done the right thing, if anybody come after that and do whatever, it will prove one thing only. An incapability of moving on. A lack of a forgiving spirit. A desire to tear down. It's not really about revealing any kind of scamming or any kind of dishonesty, particularly when you collude with others for your agenda. It's different if you're there on a path and you just say what you have to say and do what you have to do. You know, like over crackety camp. They've been on the same thing forever. Them now let go that. Them have them team from day one. And when the team broke up, they still have the core people, them still a galang and do what them a do. But when I see it get to the point where people have to be colluding, I'm like, wow. So this is no longer about you just speaking your truth or whatever. Now it's about let's come together in order to destroy. It's sad. It's sad to observe And it really does look like obsessive compulsive behavior. It doesn't look like let's talk about anything, but this is also going on. This is all about let's talk about this together so that we can vent together, so that we can hurt together. And where more than one are joined for the purpose of pain, nothing good can come of it. I don't know. Absolutely nothing good can come of it. But you see, the more this lady is embroiled in any controversy where there is any kind of story to tell, there's always going to be those ones who seek to ride the narrative and twist it for personal gain. At the very root of that is vengeance and retribution. And I'm going to speak objectively here because these people feel like they were wronged. One person feel they were wronged on the basis of the fact that they were lied to, deceived. She started out this way and now she's that way. Another person feel they were wronged because first she said that them can use them content, then she turned around and strike and all of the rest. Now, let me ask you this. Is it okay to use? All right, now let me put it another way. If me have an enemy and my enemy come to take my 3 points, should I put ammunition in the enemy hand to take my own 3 points? And as I ask. Is it my job to provide them with the ammunition to take my 3 points? Okay. So if you have issues and you come for cuss the woman or style her a certain way, and you're using her own material to do that, is that right? After we all know the pull factor of her content. No matter how much you guys say that this woman does not build, any of you, the only reason why you get so many views is because still of her name. Some of us know this, but proudly stand by it. Some of you know it, but pretend as though it's not the case. Just because you think, say, I cuss her, and I done her. Therefore, we not get no views because of her, but it's still because of her. It's still, but Tommy send me a star and it's strike hour. Oh, you mean? Oh, you mean? The boss gave permission. Full 100. You understand? But you don't use her material to disrespect. You don't use her material to tear her down. And you use it within parameters. You understand? People get caught up in them feelings when you strike them, you know. Me know this, you know, because remember, me strike people. Them get caught up in them feelings. Them get aggravated because how dare you? How dare you come for them for your own things to backside? How dare you? Now I can understand that it was first said, okay, run with it. You know, can use my content. Me no want no money off of YouTube. It's nothing for me anymore. I don't need it. I don't need any accolade, marmalade, pineapple-ade, orangeade. None of the aid them. But that's not accolade, marmalade, pineapple-ade, or orangeade. That's not what that is. That's about economic buoyancy, earning. And the brother in a Portmore tell her how him below so tight. So why shouldn't he have no aspirations? I do recall very clearly when 33 times 3 announced it on her platform. She did it more than once before the strike started happening. And she said, you guys have used my content enough. You guys have all benefited from my content enough. I will now be earning from my content. It is time for you guys to stop. And if you don't have permission, then you will receive a strike if you do not delete. She warned. She warned. You had a good run where she was not on YouTube. You had a good run when she wasn't earning anything. And you guys were doing all the earning. How somebody for fight for your own things? That me not understanding of people. I just don't get it. If she give a good run and she said, okay, draw breaks now, because it's time for it to go this way instead, is she not entitled to change her mind? She warned everyone. Admin will be looking around and admin will be striking. All right. When Papsi do one and say him a come cross back a YouTube, you know, anybody wherever but things me go striking and no sister, me take down mine. You think me an idiot? You must be mad. No, bruh. Oh, me clip out and clip out and clip out. Cause me a fool. No. You think say me I gonna sit on this with the whole of my body out in the breeze? I want to them people, yeah. The woman gave a warning. She gave a warning. Why not think on a special? And then after that, no. Somebody was told they were not gonna get the strike, but then get the strike, admin strike, same way, ray, so beat, so beat, and so on and so forth. I'm sorry. That turn all of a sudden 33 times 3 a Jezebel, 33 times 3 a backslider, 33 times 3 a this, 33 times 3 a that, 33 times 3 lie. And can't be trusted. You fight people over their own things. Just imagine that crap. Me that feel a way, yes? Because it be like, boy, them tell me, say, they not lick me and they lick me. Jaja. Me that probably cuss 1 and 2 times. But after that, me that realize, Lord Jesus, then I owe me for go fight and in a tug of war with people over their own same thing. No, sir. But I may just move on and find different ways of making my content and using up my other talents and blah, 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 and focusing on other subjects. You understand? But you see, retribution is not of God. And what is so disturbing is how in one breath these same people will be talking about having a relationship with God. In another breath, these are the things that they're saying and doing. And then becoming the focal point of anyone who says anything negative about the person. That is spite. That is revenge. And that is not of God. And you claim that this lady is far removed from God. What are you? What are you? Are you not also far removed from God with that behavior? I just ask. But may I tell you, say on social media, there's some sick, bitter, and twisted souls. Sick, bitter, and twisted souls that cannot let go. But you know why they will never let go the lady's shirt? Because she not look upon them. She not give them no wind. She not give them no attention. She not looking at them direction. She not call them name. She not paying attention. And even if she a watch under sight, even if she a listen under sight, the fact that you will never get a rise out of her makes you look even more insignificant. And that is embarrassing in itself. It's embarrassing. Hmm? I don't know if I would spend all the days of my life a cuss somebody when I even a fault for me. If it not look like me obsessed, if me do that, me don't know what else does. Just like when you look at this whole Cora and Justin Dean thing, you know, just guys, I haven't even bothered posting anything more that this man has said. I don't even post a thing more about Cora. I post a thing more about Justin, the way them boring, you know, because like it's constant. Eh? I've stopped listening to even he's done some more lives. I don't even listen. Me just look over there and say, all right, say two more fling up. Me never listen. Because how the hell can you have a relationship? A whole new relationship with a whole new woman and spending so much time having conversations about your ex if you're not obsessed. Now, whereas I can see why one of them would have feel a way about striking and about basically it coming like say bread box, but I know bread where you bake, so me not really get it. But you know, me not get the other one. Right? After all this time, them want back money. So hold on there. You go dig up your black them and go take them out and go resell them. How that gonna work? How is that going to work if the money was given towards a house and the house was built? Or towards groceries or whatever the hell you did and it was purchased and it was said on the live that your money was used for X. How do you expect a refund X amount of years later? Like anybody forced you to do it. I don't get it. If you feel that a narrative was spun by the person, do you have any hardcore evidence that's valuable in the court of law? Because if that's the case and you think that there is some kind of deception, take it to the law now. Go down to Jamaica and file a lawsuit now. Make it count. No. It's let's do some confusion business. Let's come together and make nice. Let's spread the word on social media. You know why? Because if I felt I was duped by a charity, I would go through legislative procedures. If I felt that I was duped by an individual and I had evidence that I was, I straight to Babylon me I go. And make my money talk. But the intention is to damage her earnings. Yeah. By sullying her name on the very source of what you consider to be the source of her income. You're trying to hit her where it hurts. You're trying to hit her where she earns. You're trying to take away from that. But it isn't working. and it will never work. Because those who realize that if you truly had a case, this is how you would have handled it, know for a fact that that is what you're trying to do, and therefore they will ride harder for the woman than ever before. That means he never gave it in good grace. I can't get either of them. One of them was doing out the content to others. The strike took place on the page. It was given to not to hers. She was wrong and strong. HTK, go on her page. Then there's a post from what I get. They're not together, Baba. So you could have fooled me. He's trying everything to get the ladies' attention. You're right, HTK. It's a bunch of noisemakers. Of course, nobody of value or intelligence is going to listen to any of it. Other than to go, my God, what a sad bunch, and then move on. It's the people that they will probably easily affect are the people who are always on the borderline with their respect or their admiration for the lady in the first place. Nobody who is concerned with anything of serious matters is going to look in that direction. Certainly none of my graduates will look. They won't pay attention to it other than to look at it and go, oh my God, look at noise and confusion, born out of spite and revenge. And it's a shame really, because one of the two I know is capable of far more intelligent behaviors than that. One of the two. Can't speak for the other one. She. So why bother? Cause say what you have to say, move on to the next subject. I don't get it. But you see, this is how it comes across. It comes across as obsessive compulsive disorders. What I would say is that people who felt the rejection from the camp or from the shop, people who are pushed out, they're pushed out because people have turned their minds against them for whatever reason, carry a lot of anger towards Planketarians, particularly those who will not stop going on their page to cuss them. And I don't know why you guys do it, and I wish you guys would stop doing it. When they keep going on the people and page to cuss them, and it doesn't help the situation. Better uno go pan other people page where I cuss them and cuss alongside and go on their own pages, right? But these kind of things are the things that basically fans the flame. But all I know is this: just looking on from somebody who not typing and not getting into no discussion, just looking on from it, it looks like an obsession. When you get up every day and you're on one subject, it is an obsession, right? And you can't ebb and flow and speak about other things. It's an obsession. And it's sad. Particularly when the only thing you can speak about is something negative, right? It is sad. And when you are harvesting other negative opinions and pulling it together on your page, you look pathetic. It's like, oh, tear down campaign time. Oh, over this I laugh after, let me post it. Oh, over this I done, let me post it. I mean, what kind of narrow, childish mentality is that? What is that? It's like the lights are on, but nobody's home. But you see, after my experience with what go on with that case that I told you guys that I started out with, if and listen, people, when I tell you so that woman that I was speaking to, when I tell you so she know everything about the family she wanted to know, everything about them, And then when we reach out to the family said them no know her baba. You see, if it's true, so them really don't know her. That shows me that when people have an obsession, they literally eat, sleep, drink, breathe the person that they're obsessed with. To the point where own lies are believed. Now, I'm not saying that these two are lying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. And notice I did not say that they weren't wronged. I did not say that they're not entitled to believe or feel how them feel about the lady. Me never said that. Pay attention. Right? Everybody can get offended about some things where you and I won't get offended by. Anybody else could, and we won't, but I saw. But I'm saying to harp on and on and on and on and on and on and on about it, and then say that, listen, I reject the lady and I don't want nothing to do with the lady, but yet every day it's the lady, then something is wrong with you mentally and emotionally. You are still very broken. When I say Papa Alpha Tango Hotel Echo Tango India Charlie. Oh, pathetic. Remember me tell you. Right? So I'm asking that we really start to realize that there are people out here who have got an unhealthy approach to conflict resolution. And these are not the only ones. Don't think say for a minute only them alone do these things. There are many others out here who harp on her name, but in a way that's very negative, and don't really see that they are being negative about it, right? And maybe people might look at me and say, but you obsessed to HTK because only one time yeah, talk about her. But let me tell you this, be the obsessed like I see what be up this, be the look it up. You know much life me the depend. Some I'm on and some I'm not. Right? And if people sometimes not pinch me and tell me, say, hey, this happened over the shopping, I mean I know. Because it doesn't consume me. Plus I've been more preoccupied with other subjects, as I told you. Right? I talk about what's obviously trending within our community, particularly within, and I've realized now that a lot of my content now is really about what concerns the shop and things that affect how the shop reacts to things, right? But hey, so what? So be it. I talk about other things sometimes. But all I know is that it is sad how people dealing with the lady. I don't know if it is that they expect an apology, but an apology doesn't work. We proved that. The lady apologized, it didn't work. It was twisted into that's not a real apology. And then it became, something, it's not an apology at all. And I'm like, what the hell more do you really want? What more you want? Eh? What do you really want? Is it that you will only be satisfied when she's no longer on social media? Is that alone will satisfy you? So it's a bullying campaign that you just want to push her off the internet. Is that right? But then you complain about how Planketarians want to push you guys off the internet. No, sir. I do speak about what's trending, yes, but I've noticed that some of the things that are trending that are not related to our community, I don't necessarily speak about it because you guys won't listen. You understand? But yeah, I do. If it's trending, I will talk about it. Some of the people is from the hate camp. I go on them page. Hopefully they'll watch your live and somehow come to their senses. They listen. I'm not doing my live to make anybody come to their senses. You hear me, Erica? Let me tell you something. Me push out two boy, right? Two of them have responsibility for full responsibility. Anything that I'm saying here is purely my opinion, my feeling, my perspective. They don't have to give one shit about what I gotta say because me and for them mama, right? And I have no interest in parenting them. But like any observer, I'm entitled to an opinion. And this is not really about any market research. This is genuinely about what HTK thinks, right? They are free to ignore are them free to get up in them feelings and come out and cuss? I couldn't care less. And they know that. I couldn't care less, right? Because I'm still going to say what I say. Just like them, I go say what them say. My job is not to monitor these grown folk. My job is to more or less share my opinion with the intention of elevating the thinking of my own graduates, my own followers and subscribers, right? So that we can really look at things from different perspectives. We know that the behavior comes across as obsessive, and it comes across as retribution, as in spite. And it comes across as though, listen, these people just don't want to let go. But I'm not saying that the reasons that they have to be upset are not reasons. I'm just saying that even if there are reasons, it's not enough reason for them to keep going on and on and on about it. Why are you so caught up in the fact that she's no longer the same person? She started off all about God and Christianity and certain things she couldn't say, the people couldn't say around her, and now it's being said. I mean, how many times is she going to have to admit and confess and say, listen, I am no longer the Christian lady that I used to be. I have gone far away from where I was. I pray all the time about going back. Blah, blah, blah. Why does she have to confess to man about her belief systems and where she is on her spiritual connection with God? I don't understand that. And why is it that the people them who claim to them godly are the most judgmental on this planet? Who not have the most to say about how godly somebody is? So judgmental. That's why I'm telling them straight, and I say, you see, if you don't come to me with no Christian business, me I don't know. Because I don't have no interest. It's a price to pay with becoming more and more popular. You're going to get criticized. You're going to get torn down. You're going to get cyberbullied. All of that is going to come with it. And all of us feel it to an extent, right? No matter what. The moment we start to get any kind of iota of recognition, particularly when you get any recognition from the shop, there are going to be people who are going to come for you. I'm not saying enough done them, because you need to sometimes. But then living on the persons or whatever, like you can't let go, is not healthy. It's healthy to release what's hurting you. It is. But to form alliances on the basis of hate is never, ever going to work. It's not sustaining. We've seen so much evidence of it. Worse when in a genuine and I really like one another. This no. Wrong somebody them and try bully. Them say she must come down. In my grandmother's words, done a curse the hour, and damn the minute she met some of these people. We just have to continue to pray for her. My only wish is that she takes her brand seriously and use the law to put a stop to this slander. Only then will this stop. Oh, you for some people when I have nothing. She not gone. As far as I can see, hate is more wicked than fornication. Take the beam out of your own eye before you take the plank out of others. Amen. Let the lady make her money. She's using her own content. She's not using none of them. Emma come for you later, HDK. Me no business. Mad them I got mad out. That's their what's there to come to me about? As I said, I never said that him never have a right to be angry. I'm saying going on and about it, it looks like obsession. And that's what it looks like. Yeah? How if you argue with that when every day? No obsession that? You understand me? Some of the people, hopefully they no, then me all hear say feminine name did a call to but like a how me is Stephanie Wonder. Tell me. Then look at your name. Yes, me hear your name call all the time, my love. All the time, all over the place, your name a call. He's a part of this scamming crew, apparently. Look here now. Boy, people, we just have to stay prayed up. We have to stay prayed up. You know, and no doubt 33 times 3 has to stay prayed up too. Right? Those of you who are very good prayer warriors out there praying for people, go ahead and do so. I think also extend your prayers to those who can't seem to let go. Right? Because honest to goodnessly, after the lady come out and apologize for what may have been considered an offense, and then you turn around and still tell her bad word and cuss her and tear her down a ray. That is a solid lesson to her never to say sorry for anything ever again where you people are concerned. So she's not going to apologize. You're not going to get the acknowledgement. You're not going to get the forgiveness because of how you angle things. Right? You understand? So I don't really know what you expect because just as though you guys are human, she human too. How are you going to be able to show that and prove that you can excel without her name if you are not ready to acknowledge that her name brings blessings? Even if you are cussing and tearing down the name, is still the name I bring your blessings at that. May I try to tell you? When the live numbers clock up because you done her, still her name I bring you blessings. When you get the views or you get the what you call this name, the stars, and you get the whatever, I still our name I bring you blessings. Therefore, you're not really doing it without her, are you? Me a star, you know. Guess who they on the phone with me? Talk of the things, them to me. Talk of the things. You understand? HEK, he wasn't looking for apologies, looking for acceptances. That will never happen. And it's not safe either. Because the Planka Nation, is a set of people who are very unforgiving, you know. Remember me tell you, hey, is that my favorite ping ping? Big up yourself, daughter 876. Listen, guys, we unforgiving because I'm not gonna say too much, you know, because I know, say, you know, some I want to Plancatarian, certain people no still not forgive and no not gonna ever forgive. Me know that. Me know that. Because when people hurt in the auntie, it is over. Right? So there's nothing wrong with holding your own and whatever and moving on with life. Why bang on about a subject is what I don't get. And this is why people are going to look at it and say, you're mentally imbalanced. You're not right in your head. You don't right in your head, right? Because normal people with normal faculties don't do that. They don't keep revisiting a subject that brings upset. You know? They move on and have a balance. People have said, Ray, 133 times 3. Of course, Tammy, you don't know. Yes? Now, I wanted to clarify something, right? Okay, because confusion is not of God. You hear me? I wanted to clarify something. So, me notice say, all right, you know, I don't traverse everywhere on social media, but I'm very lucky in that I have a solid team around me. Even when I'm asleep, they're awake. And they often capture things that I would never normally see, and they pass it on to me. Big up yourself, John Sharp, big up yourself, my admin, my moderators, you don't know. My eyes, my ears all over the media, especially when there are time differences. And somebody sent me basically a spiel on a live that took place where my name was mentioned. Anytime my name mentioned, trust and believe me, ear what it. Even if me not see it, me ear. Anyway, in this live, the platform holder was going on about what took place with their channel, why it is that their channel had been revamped and whatever, and renamed and video delete and all these things. And they were saying that they were given a strike by somebody who struck them, I must see, long after, because they must ain't go live for ages and them still strike them nonetheless. And due to that, they lost their monetization. And just because people them don't know, say no. It's a mini ramp. and, and then when I hear the word strike, them put HTK beside it. Anyway, but the people them in the comments, but it didn't say so. But the person then clarified and said, oh, the very first strike that they received was from HTK. And that them don't know what them do, maybe me retract it or whatever, or took it away. And then them strike them. No. You see, this is why we need to be clear communicators. Because even though me get that spiel, me go in my inbox and me get message, ask if I me take away your money. Listen to me. When you say they them, please to make it very clear when you say the them strike again, that them strike again does not apply to me. And also give context when calling my name, okay? So you get your strike because you did pass your place. And run out when you should run out. And I retracted, as in I canceled the strike because you apologized, because you didn't realize who you were dealing with. All right? So if I cancel and retract the strike, it not have nothing to do with you, because you did a well earn and have your ad said we after that. The way you communicated it made people think I was the one who came again and struck you several years later. This is why we have to be clear communicators. That was her second apology that wasn't accepted. Okay, Joan, your pronouns are her and she to both. But I'm just saying, make it explicitly clear, because you know the impression that you gave people was that it was me who came once again and strike you how many moons later. I did not. Okay? I did not. In fact, I did not look in your direction until this whole thing with Shanae. I know because my name Carl. So it's not like I just got up and strike you because you were being respectful with my content. No. I think that happened once, and I'm an admin did strike somebody by accident. And I said to them, say, no, that is a Plankatarian still. And them never did a disrespect. So take with that. Once that strike is retracted, that strike is no longer valid. So I don't know how you just get one strike, so. And your monetization gone, but that's so. That's got nothing to do with me. So I'm saying don't create confusion. Especially around my name, because they know some strikey. And I know me alone strikey neither. Right. So yes, people, like I said, them not gonna ever let go the lady's shirt. Time to get a laptop and look in the business suite page stage as professional dashboard and all these to see what God, the correct use of knowledge is powerful. Amen. Right? I think that really and truly it's about respecting the fact that it's somebody else's work And any of us who use somebody else's work can get that kind of treatment at any given time. And when you get it, you can't vex and you can't carry feelings for, because it's not yours. You understand? And if you got permission and then the permission get retracted, people are also entitled to retract that, because a verbal agreement or a verbal contract is as good as the paper it's written on. And a verbal contract can't hold up in a court. You understand? So at the end of the day, let it go. And if you say you are that talented and you're all that brilliant and you got all this skill, why is it that it can't be shown or developed without her name? That's what I want to know. But Teacher K, if the person said them, you know, name them, yes, Colleen, but Colleen, as I said to you, in a me inbox, somebody say, if I'm me, do it. Did them get confused and twist? As because Jamaican people said them when they means one person many times. So I'm saying, even though it was not intended, it came across to some as such. That I me said one return with my big bad self and do it. And it is important to be clear in communication. That's all I'm saying. Because some people do interpret literally. Yes? Yes. Okay. Right? So anyway, people, may go about my business now. Me done so what my have to say. As I said, I didn't want to go into the whole thing about education at this point because, hey, you know, this was on my mind, especially after handling that case for like so many days. And it turned out that, geez, it might be a case of yet another case of obsession and the dangers of it, right? People need to learn to let go. And okay, I'm not saying that them can't criticize any of the things that the lady do if them not happy with it or them not whatever. But what I'm hearing a lot of is a persistent digging up of the past and nothing to do with what's presently going on. And you know, past hurts and revisiting it and whatever over and over again is very unhealthy. It is just unhealthy. It's unhealthy. And it doesn't really make you look like you're a blogger of any worth. I'm just saying. Anyway, big up on a nice clean self. Like up the live on your guys' way out. And I'm gone. I'll talk to you guys another time. This is your girl, Teacher K.